Hey there everybody, High Vibe Oracle here with a reading for you guys. How you guys doing? I hope you guys have been well. If you are new, welcome into the channel, to the video. We are super happy to have you with us. If you are returning, welcome back. I hope the time between we last saw each other has been well. So just pulling some energy for us today. These are general readings, so some things may not resonate, and that's fine. Just leave it for somebody who does resonate with. If you do find that there's some messages that super resonate with you, go ahead and like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below. Just basic interaction. Love to hear from you guys. If you become interested in a, oops, that one flew, in a personal reading with myself, my information is in the description box below. It's $25 for 15 minutes. So basically like an entire one of these videos, except just for you. And if you're interested in any of my bracelets, which I hand make myself, my Etsy is in the description box below as well. But we're just going to go ahead and just grab a couple of cards here from the Citadel Oracle before we get started. It's been a fun few days for me. This transition that I've been going through has been really fun. Doing things that I love full time has been really exciting. Exciting and nerve-wracking, but it is something that I'm very proud of myself for making that decision. We are starting with pure intent, sacred doors, timing and experience, closing circle. There's the end of a cycle coming for you guys. This feels like we're finally starting to see how everything comes together. The circle is closing, the cycle is completing. The other shoe is about to drop, as they say. So there's definitely a time right now to be silent and focus inward and just kind of keep a hold of yourself as things start moving and forming around you here. The third eye here is telling me that your intuition is going to be pretty strong for right now. So, do yourself a favor, listen to it. If something feels wrong, then your gut has always been right. Your gut seldom leads you in the wrong direction. Go ahead and follow your gut in that situation. We also have pyrokinesis, debate, rage, revolution, and attention. Revolution really does come forward for me here. I feel almost as if you guys have made a decision for yourself to balance yourself. There is definitely a lot of heightened emotions in regards to this. I feel like the rage isn't even your own personal rage. I feel like the rage kind of comes from past trauma, past people around you who don't exactly understand or support what you're doing, and the idea of like what you're doing is just kind of like an antithesis of everything that they understand and stand for. And so it's kind of maybe causing a little bit of strife, which might be the reason why you're being told to be silent right now and let the pieces fall where they may. I feel like if someone feels a specific way about it and has been not forthcoming, that's going to change very, very quickly, and not even of their own volition. We also have the diviner. Once again, we've got timing and evaluation. So once again, there is something that has been growing for you. You're starting to really see the results of your trials, of the tests that you've been passing with the universe, of all the different situations that you've found yourself in and that you've pushed through, that you've persevered, that you've overcome in some way. All of that is coming through right now for you. And then we also have the captain taking command. I feel like this is just saying the same thing, but in different ways. You are now the one in charge of your own life. You're the one in charge of your own destiny. You've always been the one in charge of your own destiny in life. I feel like it's now gotten to a point where you realize that and you're truly able to to move forward with that mindset, with that focus. It's hard when you've worked, like for instance, when you've worked for people your entire life and suddenly you're doing things for yourself, like maybe you started a business on the side and now you're wanting to make it, instead of your side hustle, it becomes your main hustle. And a lot of it has to do with just knowing whether or not you're going to be supported, whether or not you're going to have what you need. The Knight of Cups is telling me that whatever it is that you're choosing to do right now, you don't have to worry about going through it alone, even if you have nobody beside you right now in your corner, or it feels like you have no one in your corner. There is someone who is going to step up and be there for you, whether it is in a financial way, in an emotional way. It goes the gambit. It's just whatever it is that you are lacking right now that you need from others, because as independent as we like to be, we all are a social group. You are going to have that come towards you very, very soon with this Knight of Cups. I feel like this is somebody who's going to come in the nick of time. Like if you're having an issue with bills or you're having an issue just kind of dealing with day-to-day things and someone's like, hey man, do you need some help with this? And you're like, oh my God, actually, actually, yes, like normally I don't ask for those things, but like, could you? For real, could you? And they're like, yeah, man, absolutely. We also have the Ace of Crystals. So definitely exciting new beginnings with what you're doing, whatever this is that you're embarking on. There's a level of excitement, of passion. This is something I feel like you've been kind of debating for quite some time, and now that you've kind of started, there's this kind of like butterfly jitters. The butterfly jitters, always fun. And I just see just a lot of enthusiasm in this new situation, in this new cycle, in this path that you're going down. The Seven of Crystals is telling me that your sense of self-worth, that your belief system, believing in yourself, believing in your purpose, believing in the decisions that you're making, and no longer feeling as if you have to fight and defend yourself at every corner, but to allow your grace and your presence and your flow, your hustle to explain yourself to everyone else. Like you will let your actions speak for you at this point. You're tired of wasting words, wasting breath on people who are never going to understand it on a verbal standpoint, on a mental standpoint. So forget it and just show them. Just show them. And even if they don't quite understand it, they will learn to respect it. They will learn to respect it. Got the Knight of Blades here. Something is kind of rushing in. I don't know what it is. What's rushing in for us here with the Knight of Blades? What's going on? Why are we so quick to act? What's happening? What's happening? Oh, I see. The more we carry ourselves in a way that is, like I said, with grace, with grace and with purpose, the more things are going to fall towards you, fall into your lap, the more that you're going to see the results of this life that you've been carefully cultivating behind closed doors. Now that you've gone into the open, you're starting to see like, hey, actually, now that we've let some sunshine in, I see some sprouts growing. Some sprouts are growing. There's finally traction. There's finally something happening that is promising, that shows that yes, this is feasible, this is possible, this is something that I can do, that's something that can sustain that can be sustained, that can be sustaining to you, to people around you. So the Empress is telling us that, like, this is November, man. This is like we're full on like cornucopia harvest season right now. And it is time for you to start reaping the benefits of all the work and all the troubles that you've been through and all the experiences that you've had to go through and the lessons that you've had to learn. It is time for you to finally start to see that those aren't weeds. Those aren't weeds in your garden, sweetheart. They're not weeds. It's wheat. It's growing and it's tall and it's golden and it's waving in the wind. It is time. It is now time for you to experience that. You've been working so hard. And now it's time for you to experience the wheat, the joy, the abundance. Know that you've put in the effort and it pays off. The effort pays off. That one jumped out. Anyone else wants to jump out real fast? This one? That one for sure. This one? No. Okay. This one says it's all over. So expect these things to happen quite suddenly. Anyone who is bound to leave your life is going to do it, but also know that with this end comes a bright new beginning. The Ten of Blades has this person laying down with all these thoughts, yes, but do you see the sun rising in the background? Do you see how big it is in the background? Do you see how beautiful that lining is around it? There is something incredible happening for you. Sometimes things have to end quickly. Sometimes things have to get nipped in the bud before it can truly grow and prosper in the way that it's meant to. And that's what's happening here. I feel like things are finally happening in the way it's supposed to. It's a little painful. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of mental gymnastics that goes with it because of people that you've had in your life your entire life. Like you've had them for your entire life. Sometimes it's family members or friends that you've had ever since you were, before you can remember, before you were like when you were kids, and suddenly they're no longer there. But as they're no longer there, suddenly all these other things start flowing in. Which brings us to this card as well. The Justice card is telling me right now that things, basically what's happening is things are evening out. Things are finally kind of working and swaying in your favor. You've done a lot of work. You've done a lot of maneuvering here. You've gone through it. You've realized what was wrong. You may realize that what you want is something mundane. You may realize that something you want isn't anything close to mundane. And instead of doing one thing, you want to do these 5 other things instead. And it feels for anybody else like, oh, that's a ton of stuff. But no, for you, it's your joy. It's what gets you up in the morning. It's what makes you want to wake up and go, okay, time to get her done. That's what it's about. And the Justice card says that it's finally getting to a point where you're able to experience that sense of inner peace and balance. That's what we're seeing here today for you here. We're seeing the start of the end. Things are happening for you. You're starting to see all the efforts pay off, and you're starting to see that yes, there is a way for you to do what you want, to do what you love, to do what's in your purpose. It may not be comfortable to anyone else around you, but you're starting to see that it's something that can be accomplished. And it's just encouragement at this point. You're being encouraged right now to move and push forward, because everything is here for you. Let's get one last card, and then we'll end this reading. But I do like this energy for you. I just feel like there's so much good stuff happening for you. And it's just the beginning of the month. Like it's been a rough go for all of us this year. And I've already felt it that this November is just going to be a time of great change and a time of just, wow, of great feasting. Like the Thanksgiving, like I just saw like a Thanksgiving table. I just saw like food on the table. I just saw friends and people who love you. I just see bounty. I see bounty. And that's what's in front of us this November is bounty. And bounty comes in many different ways, and I see bounty in every way here for you right now. It it comes with toiling. It comes with maybe sacrifices. Maybe you're leaving people or things behind that you were used to. But what comes afterwards is so worth it that you'll be like, wow, you know what? I actually don't miss that. I actually don't miss that regular check. I don't miss that having that security that comes with like an office job. I don't miss that. I love where I am. This is where I'm supposed to be. Like that's the kind of feeling that I'm getting here. What's our last card? Yo. I love this. I love this. Healing after a traumatic experience, kind of regrounding yourself, refinding yourself. People, we're finding ourselves again in this month, in this season. We're seeing the wishes that we have placed into the atmosphere, into the universe. We're seeing it being answered. This is as much of a things are finally getting better card as it is a hey, guess what, your wish is granted card. So know that this is the start of something epic. This is the start of something incredible. And all you're being asked to do is to keep on rolling and to keep that newfound feeling that you have. If you're starting to really feel confident in yourself, lean into that. Lean into it hard. Because the confidence is honestly is the hardest part of doing anything. The confidence is truly the hardest part of any of these moments that we have of transformation, of change, of finding a purpose or finding what truly makes us happy in life. It's a strange situation and it takes a lot of work. But once you have it, don't let it slip. Lean into it as hard as you can, and it is going to take you very, very far. Okay, so that's your reading for today. I hope this resonated for you. If it did, go ahead, like the video, subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Like I said, if you're interested in a more personal reading with me about this, my website's in the description box below. And then there are my bracelets that are handmade by me, one bead at a time. And the Etsy is in the description box below. I would probably say not this one. This one, the Confidence and Creativity bracelet, and the Self-Love bracelet. These would be the bracelets that I would suggest for this particular reading, for this particular energy. If this resonates with you, these would be the two I would look into. But that's enough for me for one day. So thank you guys so much for being here in this space. You guys could be anywhere else on the internet. You decided to be here. And that means so, so much to me. So until my next reading, take care of yourselves.